guys all happy thinking they're back with their big, huge trade? What they need to be worried about? What Howie does next. Dallas still stinks. You might do it. Kick Dingbat here, and what will the Eagles do next? What, if anything, will they do to counter what the Cowboys did? Personally, I don't think you need to counter the Cowboys, because at the end of the day, Dallas still stinks. But the Eagles, they're flying high. However, if you think Howie Roseman is done building this roster right now in May, you have something else coming, because that's not the case at all. There are still moves to be made, especially after June 1st. But the next thing that we're waiting to see, the next thing that's going to happen in the NFL, we are going to get the schedule. The schedule's coming out, I believe, on the 14th. It should be really interesting. And one thing that was released was the strength of schedule. We don't know how it's going to fall and who you're going to play every week and how that's going to go. Hopefully no Christmas games, no Christmas Eve games, no Thanksgiving games. I don't want to be in Dallas on Thanksgiving. I just definitely don't. However, the strength of schedule is out. And I don't know how much you guys make of it. I think it tells you, okay, this is what teams did last year. But every week in the regular season, when you get into the games sometimes that you think is a hard game turn out not to be a hard game. The game that you think is an easy game turns out to not be an easy game. So you never know. But check out this strength of schedule so far, because I think it's pretty interesting. The team with I can't even speak. The team with the toughest strength of schedule, the New York Giants. The New York Giants are about to get buried. All right, the Giants' opponent winning percentage is going to be .574. So the Giants are going to have the toughest strength of schedule. How that works out, I have no idea. I'm sorry, Giant fans. I don't get it. The Bears with the second, then the Detroit Lions with the third, then the Eagles with the fourth. The Eagles have the fourth toughest strength of schedule. Then what's interesting is the Dallas Cowboys have the fifth. The Cowboys have the fifth. You would look at that and you would say, why are the Eagles, why don't they have the number one strength of schedule? Why don't they have it over the Giants? And why do the Giants and Dallas have a tougher schedule, strength-wise, than Washington? I don't get it either. I don't know how they calculate the calculations of the cornbread with all this, okay? I don't get it. But the Eagles have the fourth, and Dallas has the fifth, Giants have the first. Now, I don't look at the Giants as a threat in the NFC East, even if they're better, and I do think they're going to be better. I think the Giants are going to win about 6 games. Okay, I think they'll win about 6. I'm very interested to see what their quarterback is, if he's going to become anything. But other than that, I think the Giants stink. Dallas, they're competing for a playoff spot. Washington, playoff spot. And the Eagles, conference. But, the Eagles and the NFC East, they're playing the AFC West this year. So we're playing the AFC West. You got Buffalo also sprinkled in to that. So we got Denver, we got the Raiders. Those will be at home. We've got to play Kansas City on the road, the Chargers on the road, and the Bills on the road. Okay, to me, Kansas City, I think we're better than I think we've already gone up there and beat them. Buffalo, we've won the last few times we played in Buffalo, and we always seem to beat the Chargers it's LA now. So I think the schedule will be fine. I mean, it's a tough schedule for the Eagles. It will be, but it's not the worst thing in the world. How the Giants and the Cowboys got something bigger, I have no idea. It's kind of interesting. Now, when it comes to the Eagles, what is the next thing that happens after the schedule? I think you'll get the schedule. Then I think we're going to get Nick Sirianni's contract extension somewhere. That contract extension is lurking. I've got to imagine he's going to get it at some point. And then when you look at the roster and who the Eagles will be playing or who the players are, what happens with the roster? What are they going to do next? I think the next thing that's going to happen is Huff and Puff has got to go. Bryce Huff has got to go. I think he goes post June 1st. Now, we all know he can't get cut or traded before June 1st, but June 1st is less than 30 days away. So it's coming around, okay? Now, if you cut Bryce Huff post June 1st, you're still taking a $12 million hit. Just about $12 million, just a little over $12 million in a cap hit. Okay, you're going to have to eat $19 million of dead money, and then you're going to have to eat $12 million in salary cap space. The Eagles aren't going to do that. Okay, they're not going to eat that kind of money. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Now, what the Eagles could do, and it would make sense. Speaking of cap space, the Eagles are about $24 million, I believe, in cap space. They still got to sign some rookies, first round, second round. So they're not going to eat $12 million of cap space. However, the one thing and the one way to get around having to pay a ton of money is to trade Bryce Huff post June 1st, okay? If you don't cut him June 1st, post June 1st, but you trade him post June 1st, it's not that bad. Check this out. So if you were to cut. I keep saying cut. If you were to trade Bryce Huff after June 1st, you would only eat $4 million in cap space. Okay, so you would eat $4 million, and you would only have a dead money hit of $3 million. I'm sorry, no, I'm wrong. I'm actually wrong. I read this wrong. You actually save $4.3 million. You don't lose it. You're actually saving $4.3 million, and it's only $3 million in dead money hit. So if you can trade them post June 1st, you gain $4 million in cap space, and you only eat $3 million in dead money. Eagles, they eat $3 million of dead money taking naps. That ain't nothing. So the play is going to be to trade Bryce Huff after June 1st. That's what you got to do. Now, you're saying, who the hell wants him? He stinks. I hear you. He stinks. But we know the NFL. They are desperate for pass rushers, even in a depth situation. Who's going to want to take on that money? Because somebody's going to have to take on some of that money. It's got to happen. But if you can basically give him away, somebody will take it. I believe that there's a team out there desperate enough for a pass rusher who maybe didn't get enough during, the draft and free agency, and they want to get somebody. Hey, take a shot on a guy. What do we care? We've got all this extra money in cap space. We're not going to use it all this year. Let's go bring him in. What the hell? Maybe we can help him out, and he could go back and have 10 sacks like he did 2 years ago with the Jets. Maybe something like that will happen. Maybe the Jets want him back. Who knows? Maybe Dallas wants him. They can have him. But you've got to trade this mother humper after June 1st. Now, I don't know if it's June or July or in training camp. You wait till somebody gets hurt. But you got to trade him. He's got to go. Okay? Bryce Huff and Puff, gots to go. Okay? He's got to go. There's no room. He's not better than Jalix Hunt. He's not better than Nolan Smith. He's not better than Uche. He's not better than Ojulari. He's not better than any of those guys. You got to get rid of him. And the play's got to be to trade him. So Howie's got to figure something out. He's got to call one of these GMs. He's got, compromising photos on or something, and he's got to make a deal. He's got to go. Bryce Huff. Okay, and I think that's the next move. Now, you're saying, yeah, okay, well, great, we got to get rid of him. But what are we going to bring in? What are we going to bring in next? Oh, my God, Pickens is a Cowboy. Oh, we're so scared. Nobody's scared. Nobody's scared. Dory Jackson's going to go shut down the Cowboys, or my boy Ringo. Look, Johnny Ringo. Hey, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked all over your grave. Fight's not with you all day. I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we didn't get to play. We didn't get to finish. Play for blood, remember? I can't speak today. But, no, in all seriousness, I don't think the Eagles need to go and do anything else to bring anybody else in. Like, there's talks about Justin Simmons. If you want to bring in a veteran safety that'll give you some veteran help in the secondary, I'm fine with. But he can't be starting just because he's Justin Simmons and he's older and he's a veteran. We got to let those young guys try to battle out for a starting spot. I know some people talk about Jair Alexander, but it looks like he's on the verge of working out a contract and a resolution with the Packers. So I think he's staying. And then the Eagles have had talks apparently with Jalen Ramsey. How do you bring Jalen Ramsey in and let him get along with Vic Fangio when he had such a problem with him before? That's the one thing I don't get. So I don't think the Eagles are going to go out and get another corner. Now, saying that, they'll probably do it. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. There'll probably be some depth pieces here or there. Otherwise, I think you get Sirianni, you get his extension. He's the head coach. One Super Bowl, he deserves it. You get Bryce Huff after June 1st. It's got to go. You do that, I think we're ready to rock and roll. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. After the Cowboys trade, who of you guys want Cowboys week 1? Would you rather play the Cowboys week 1 after that trade with all the hype they're getting? My thing is this. If we wait to play the Cowboys, by the time we play them, we're going to be clinching divisions and records and stuff like that. I'd like one shot at them. I'd like one shot at their most hyped that they're going to be, which is going to be before the season starts. And then to go in and just decimate them. And then even if we see them at the end of the year, later in the year, who the hell cares? I want the Cowboys week 1. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.